criticisms of the new 24-inch iMac is its white bezels, since all models going back 14 years have had black bezels. But there are several reasons why Apple made this decision, and that's what I'm going to explain right now. First, I want to clarify that the iMac's bezels aren't actually white, they're technically a light gray. And that's an important distinction, since the primary purpose of these bezels is to blend in with the user's environment, which requires a neutral tone. 100% pure white could be noticeably blinding, while pure black gives the product a heavier feel with too much contrast. Not to mention, the iMac's bright color options pair better with a brighter bezel, and while color preferences are subjective, Apple has already set a precedent for what they think customers like best. When they created the iMac G3, its bright colors were also paired with a light gray bezel, and that model went on to become Apple's best-selling computer ever at that point. Next, consider the iBook, which also featured bright colors with a light gray bezel, and an even brighter white was used for the iMac G4 and G5 models. So Apple has already established a design language that combines bright colors with a bright bezel. But if that's the case, then why did Apple themselves give the iMac a black bezel starting in 2007? Well, there are valid use cases for both colors. A brighter bezel is much easier on the eyes if it's being used in a bright room, while black bezels are more comfortable in a dark room. And when you consider the use cases of everyday customers or even companies who purchase iMac, it's typically used in a bright environment. For example, in someone's living room during the day, in a well-lit retail store, or in a bright office area. A lighter bezel would work best in these environments, while black is typically well suited for professional workplaces, like video editing, which usually happens in a darker room. So while no color option is wrong, it does say something about Apple's marketing strategy. When the MacBook transitioned from white to black bezels, Jobs pointed out that their more affordable, consumer-level notebook would have the same build quality as its pricier counterparts, since the MacBook used to be made from plastic instead of glass and metal like the MacBook Pro. And I think this concept was applied to the iMac as well, transitioning from a white plastic to aluminum in a black glass bezel, giving a much more premium feel while selling for the same affordable price. But Apple has been changing their product strategy in recent years, and bringing the M1 chip to the iMac gave them the opportunity to re-engineer it from the ground up. The intent of its new design was to be fun, playful, and optimistic, while blending in seamlessly to its surroundings. Achieving that goal required color, and blending in required a low-contrast light gray bezel. It's clear Apple was trying to bring back the fun personality of the original iMac that made the product so popular to begin with. Over the years, that spirit has been stripped away as Apple entered the snow white design era and then the industrial aluminum era. A gray metal chassis with black bezels may have implied a premium feel, but it wasn't exactly eye-catching. And although pro users may not appreciate the new iMac, I think everyday customers will. They loved the colorful design of the original, and I think they'll love this model.